And then I just
That's
want to make
awesome.
sure Flavia gets on in English because I think she was on the Portuguese one. So just waiting a second for her.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't hear you on Portuguese.
Yes, that's correct. So you'll only be able to hear Zay on Portuguese, and you'll be able to see Emily on Portuguese, but not hear her. She'll sound like a handsome translator guy named Zay. So just use your imagination. There we go. There he is. We got Thais. Hello, Thais.
Oh, we can hear Zay. Yay. Yes. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and get started then.
Awesome.
So we're going to do a quick restart, and I will introduce our guest host and we'll get started. So here we go. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the Symphony Group Tasters. My name is Matthew Boxler. I'm a CMFW, which is a Certifiable Miracle Worker. And the reason I do these is to bring other spotlights and other awareness to other people who have magic skills, who are here on the planet to show everyone else they may be magic too. And Emily tonight is our guest. She's going to be talking about trusting you and during our group symphony. So we'll have some chat time before the symphony session. And if you guys have questions, please pop them into the chat. And we'll see if we can get Emily to give us her angle on things, okay, around trusting yourself. So Emily, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Matt. And you really are a certified miracle worker. So thanks for making this happen. And thank you everybody for being here tonight. So when we come together in this capacity, there's this really cool space that opens up that we can all access and expand from. But one thing to keep in mind is also that this is sort of symphony light. If you would really like to experience the depth and breadth a symphony session can have, find a facilitator and experience a full SOP. So definitely don't roll that out of your universe if that's something you're considering. But one thing that is really special, is when we all come together, it's kind of like a puzzle being put together. Each of us holds a specific key. Hopefully I'm not speaking too slowly because I'm hearing the port. This is my first time doing translation, so if you hear me waiting, it's really cool. So each of us has a specific awareness. Each of our universes is different. And when we all come together, the way I experience it is that new universes get created. And even though each of us is here to receive the magic of SOP, would every single person right now please acknowledge the magic that you're bringing? That you be simply by showing up and saying yes.
Yeah, so just to contribute to what Emily is saying there, can you all acknowledge that you just being on this call is contributing to the magic you can be in the future? You guys are awesome, and someone's calling me on my phone so Portuguese translation, but I'm not. just a minute here. Do not disturb. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. Just a second here. Okay, and okay. So yes, by being on this call, you're actually opening the doors to being more out of control in your future. And that's what Emily was just asking about. When you're willing to be out of control, there's a different possibility for things to show up that never would have been able to squeeze into your reality. And SOP is here to be the, Emily, what would you call it? This, the squeeze energy?
The squeeze.
I don't know what to
It's
call
like
it.
it's like the acknowledgement of the magic you've always been. It's this
The
playground.
acknowledgement.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
with the topic of trusting you tonight, it's been really big. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there have been a lot of people posting about trusting you. And I'm wondering, with you choosing this Zoom, how much did you have to trust you to be able to say yes? And if there's anywhere in your universe where you've chose this because you thought you didn't trust you and you're looking to get something, would you just acknowledge the lie of that? Is there ever really a time in your life when you couldn't trust you? Yeah. And acknowledging that we talk about lowering our walls and barriers, but could we acknowledge that walls and barriers actually don't exist? Yeah.
Yes, please. And everything that doesn't allow you all to acknowledge the fantastic nature you all can be just by showing up for this, and that trusting you is just a choice. Can we destroy and uncreate everything that comes up around that times a godzillion?
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Seam.
Awesome word. Cool. So I want to ask a few questions. So Emily, tell us all a little bit about you. How did you come around to do this? What's fun about you? What makes you jump out of bed in the morning?
What makes me jump out of bed in the morning? Well, I mean, these access tools are really friggin' cool. Sorry, could you ask the question again? It already flew out of my brain. What am I answering?
Sure. Yeah. Tell everybody about why you're using these tools and what makes you come alive.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know if anybody knows this TV show, but I used to watch this TV show called Sailor Moon when I was little. Yeah, Annie knows it. It's a cartoon. And they would do magic with their hands, like they would shoot laser beams, or they would like create energy, or like push like fire, all sorts of different things. And I would pretend when I was little that I could do it. And I always thought it was made up. And then when I found the access tools, there finally was somebody in the world who said, it's not made up. Everything you're doing, everything you know, can actually create something different here on planet Earth. So I wonder what it is we all know, and how far would we have to reach into those universes that only we know to create something different here right now? And everything that doesn't allow that, would you destroy and uncreate it all?
Good,
Right.
bad, right, wrong, pock, pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And is there anybody on any of the channels that's new to the access tools? If you are, you can raise your hand, you can raise your Zoom hand. If not, just smile. Smile like Umesh smiles. He smiles so hard, it makes me happy even when I want to kill somebody. That guy, I don't understand that guy. He's amazing. Amazing. Okay, good. So we're going to go into the premise that everybody knows what the access tools are here. So Emily, I had some other questions for you I'd love to ask you about, and that is, you're a certified facilitator, which I don't believe you have to be a CF to be an SOP facilitator, do you?
No, you don't.
Okay, so you actually have gone way past the bar and you're continuing to use these tools. So what is it in the world that you notice gets created, that's driving you to be a CF? What pulls you into creating these classes? I'm really curious to hear, because everyone will have a
Well,
different angle.
yeah, it's so funny. I heard Dane say once that when he's facilitating, he can't be a pathetic pile of poo. And I found that there's usually two different versions of me. The version of me that thinks she needs facilitation, and the version of me that can facilitate that. And the more I choose that second version, the more the other version can actually become vulnerable and open up to the different possibilities that are available. So they both support each other.
Wow. So how much of what you're talking about, this being sad ass or kick ass, my version, facilitator or not facilitatable person, actually applies to this trusting you topic?
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things is trusting you. I'm discovering isn't for me, it's not trusting myself to get it right or to get the right answer or to become more correct, because that's a lot of what trusting you is in this reality. You know, are you trustworthy? Can you prove to me that you can make the right choice and the right decisions so that I can trust you?
Oh, yeah.
So everywhere
Mhm.
we've defined trust as that, would we destroy and uncreate it, please?
Good, bad, right, wrong, puck, pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. How much of us are actually looking to do the right thing, prove that we're valuable, and then someone will trust us or we'll trust ourselves? Fun, right? Or not? Yeah. I'm getting a lot of people are saying not so much. Okay. Cool. Well, can you talk a little bit about just, what you found out about what trust actually is, through your experience becoming a facilitator? What does trust mean to you? There we go.
What does trust mean to me? Trust is the knowing that even if I don't know how it's going to happen, that I can choose it. Because becoming a facilitator was not in my universe at all. But within less than 7 months, I found myself becoming certified because I just kept choosing. Um, and again, it's not that that's the right thing or the, commendable thing to do. It's just a choice that I made. Um, and mm, I think that's it, actually. Yeah, I'll stop there.
Yeah, that's great. That's beautiful. And if you want to know more about trust, there's a number of ways you can find out, beyond our session tonight. Like Foundation has complete section on trust and what trust is and so forth, where you get to spend 4 days with a certified facilitator and actually change the way you function in the world, change the way you actually interact with everything you've defined as you and the entire world around you, like in a way that works for you. So, but tonight, we want to know what your questions are. What questions are popping up for you in your world around trusting you? Now, our mutes are all locked right now. So if you want to come off mute, just drop it in the chat, okay? And I'll unmute you if you have a question. We'd love to hear it. And anything around trust. Do you ever mistrust yourself? Do you ever distrust yourself? What are things that come up around trust that brought you to this call? And anything that doesn't allow you to totally know what it is and tell everybody else so that you can contribute to the rest of the world. Or at least the people on this call, the 30 people on this call, can we destroy and uncreate all that is times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pock, pot, all night, shorts, boys, and yawns. Emily, are you bummed that I can talk faster than you because Zay understands guys' voices more?
I know.
That's
Maybe
just
I
me.
should drop a few registers and
I like that. You're such a husky young lady.
yeah.
Your handsomeness is showing. Excellent. Okay,
If no,
so
yeah, if nobody has a comment, I can speak to my personal experience that might. If anybody has a question, feel free to ask it. But I'll sort of speak to this. Annie does. Annie, would you like to say something? I see you.
we're unmuting you now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I always chose differently since I was younger. Like always whatever was uh, okay. My question. So I I was choosing to do this like trip to go like kind of around the world. And there's so many like setbacks, and I'm just not trusting myself any longer. I'm like, am I really choosing for me, or am I just like, and there's so much like doubt, I guess, showing up. So like when things don't go my way, like I always go into the wrongness of me and not like the gift that shows up that I didn't even know existed. So like right now I'm so depressed, and it's like something that I haven't been in a while since Access. So yeah, thank you for this call.
Yeah. Annie, is that really true?
Oh, it's really like, yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Well, how much, despite everything that's going on, how much gratitude do you have for the way things are showing up? A lot, a little, or a mega godzillion?
What?
So all the lies
Yeah.
covering that up, destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all name, shirts, boys, and beyond. So thank you so much for your vulnerability and sharing that. I love it when people share. Some facilitators are like, ask a question, get more awareness. I love it when people bring to the table what's actually going on with them, because I think that's where we start. I was on a call with Dane recently on the topic of gratitude. And the first thing he said, are you on that call too?
Oh, it was really late for me to choose it, but I'm waiting until it's done,
Yeah,
like
no
the
problem.
whole series.
Yeah, well, I'll give everybody a sneak preview. The first thing he said on the gratitude call was that doubt is the antithesis of gratitude. And so how much of when we're doubting are we actually being us? Is it ever true that when you're in doubt, you're actually being what's true for you? So everything that doesn't allow us to know, be, and perceive our being beyond all of the lies of doubt and lack of gratitude would be destroy and uncreate all of that. Right.
Good, bad, right, wrong. Puck, pot, all nine. Shorts, boys, and beyond.
Yeah. So something I used to do is I used to be clinically depressed. I used to take medication for depression, and I used to do a lot of drugs to numb my awareness. Yeah, I bet I'm the only one, aware people.
Me too. Me too. Yeah. I
Totally.
used to numb out everything I took out of my family all day and think there was something wrong with me. Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, that. Yeah. And I I stopped trusting myself in those moments because I couldn't control, let's say, like, drinking or smoking or whatever it was I was doing. And then my family stopped trusting me. So on the surface, it looks like this person is untrustworthy because she's not in control of her actions. A different way I'm starting to look at it is actually all of those choices I made is creating greater awareness. And even in the moments when I was completely lost and like, what the fuck, universe? Like, I'm showing up and you're not delivering. In those moments in the background, there was always this knowing that everything was happening for something greater. So, are you aware? What are you aware of right now? And would you be willing to just acknowledge everything that's showing up for you? Yeah, and everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Where are you now, Annie? What's going on with you in your universe?
A lot more later.
Cool.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And we actually have 2 or 3 questions from the Portuguese, from the Portuguese Zoom right now. Also. So Emily, I'm going to ask Zé Ricardo to come off mute. And Zé Ricardo, can you catch the chat on the Portuguese Zoom and translate a couple of the questions from Patricia Bastille, or let's see. I think that's just the one from Patricia. There we go. And Imani Bianco Piera.
You're on mute. Okay, can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay. So
Yes.
from Patricia Basili, I trust in myself, but secretly. For example, I can take an online class. I couldn't take an online class until this moment. What does it take for me? What does it take for me? But for me to really perceive any contribution.
Okay. So it sounds like, she's not able to take a class and believes that she's not receiving contribution, and that's how she ended up there. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I understand that.
Boy, that sounds like trust. Okay.
Isso parece confiança.
So everywhere where we're making trust and trusting you based on the result of something showing up in your life, rather than a state of being you with you, would we all destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong.
Good, bad, right, wrong, puck, pod, all 9, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Even if your life was showing up as total crap, would you be willing to trust yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. And anywhere we're trying to get it right, get it wrong, and achieve a specific result to prove to ourselves that we are trustworthy, would we destroy and uncreate all that?
Good and bad, right and wrong, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
The good news is we're all still in bodies, we're all still alive, so we can at least trust ourselves to stay alive. That's a pretty great achievement. Thank you, Matt, for the laugh. Wow. Okay, so it's so interesting, this topic of trusting you and how fraught with doubt it seems to be, or heaviness. Got it. Cool. So everywhere where we were gaslighted into believing that doubt is our natural state and trust is something to be earned, rather than trust is your being. It is your very being. Would you acknowledge that now, please?
Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Is there ever a time when your choice didn't create? It doesn't matter what it created. Can you acknowledge that you create?
Yeah.
Allow that. Yeah.
Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And can I add something to that? Or
Yeah.
So it's my specialty is like more like around bodies and business. So I come from a slightly different angle, but I get that there's a window of possibility here to drop it in. And that is when you start to trust yourself, doubt goes away. But everyone thinks as soon as someone validates you that you're trustworthy, you'll stop doubting. You see how it's like an insane flip. There's like, it's total insanity. You're waiting for the world to validate you that you're trustworthy. But if you trust yourself, the entire world around you goes, oh, yeah, right. She's cool. He's cool. Yeah, okay. I'm lowering my barriers around this person. I get they have something to contribute. And that's that same space where you're trying to create your life, you're trying to create your business, you're trying to create your relationships, whatever it is. When you trust you, it changes the world. But when you doubt you, it fucks the world over. Did I tell you I speak French? It fucks the world over. Right. I know that's not French, but I'm actually not bilingual. I just kind of half talk 5 different languages. Yeah. Anyway, back to the point. That was it.
Yeah. Well, and it's actually the easiest thing in the world because none of us are born into this world doubting ourselves. How much of the doubt is learned? How much of it was you were an exuberant little kid running around and then someone at some point told you, stop it, or you're going to get hurt, or you can't do that here. And when did you start doubting yourself? And who are you being when you doubt yourself? So can we all go back to that moment? One of the first moments when you stopped trusting yourself, when you stopped being you, and just turn those molecules 180 degrees. What if no matter what anybody ever said to you, no matter how wrong anyone ever made you, what if you were willing, no matter how wrong you made you, what if you were still willing to trust yourself, no matter what showed up? And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it now, please?
Good and bad, right and wrong, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Yeah. And go for it, Matt.
Should we take some more of the Portuguese questions?
Please. Sim.
Zé Ricardo, I am going to unmute you, my friend. Can you check those to see. We've got a couple in there.
And for everyone who's like, this is a symphony taster, where's the energy? The energy's running. If you would just, you can relax. You feel free to turn your camera off. You can lay down and receive.
Desligar sua câmera, você pode relaxar.
But this is how you would like it to be, so feel free.
Fique como vocês. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
So from the Portuguese chat, isn't trust a point of view?
Could we ask that person, what do they know?
Okay.
Everyone's favorite question.
And what if it was a point of view that created joy for you to trust what you know? And what if it wasn't a point of view and that created joy for you? What would you know? It's this beautiful aspect of these tools where you, if you're willing to know what you know, trust becomes you. You become trust. You become trust in you. How cool is that? This is where you might say, want some of that?
And everywhere we've confused knowing that we know with knowing how something's going to show up rather than knowing that it will show up. Can we destroy and uncreate all that?
Good, bad, right, wrong, POC pod, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. I love being the POC and pod boy. I feel like a good boy, like everyone trusts me now.
Oh, we trust you because you trust you, Matt.
Oh gosh, I'm blushing on the inside.
Do we have any other questions? Or?
Yeah, Zay, was there one other or is that all of them for now? Sí, confianza, now mero punto de vista. Okay, we already covered that one. Okay. I think we're good. Shall we start the second part of the SOP?
Yeah, let's do it.
And I want to acknowledge the part where the SOP energy was something that started to run in the beginning of this call. And often if we're buying into whatever previous information we had that, you know, probably from church or religion where, you know, nothing happens until you press your hands together and then God is present or whatever. What if your life actually was like, I'm having that, I'm trusting me, and it's on like Donkey Kong. Can you say that, say, in Portuguese? I don't even. Okay. And then it's on. It's happening. Okay. So here we go. If you'd all like to settle into your seats or your car or your couch or the comfortable place that you are and relax. Relax outwards and include your body in. Let's receive the joy of a symphony session from Emily Jasmine Lau. Thank you very much, my dear, for being present on our call today. And here we go.
Yeah, thank you everybody for choosing it. And Zay, we're gonna include your body too, okay? Thank you so much for translating. So, everyone, could you again, acknowledge that barriers don't exist. And go ahead and picture yourself as a baby. Do you trust you? Looking at you as a baby. Do you trust you? Even though this baby has done nothing to prove that they're trustworthy. It's done nothing to prove its rightness in the world, would you trust you? And all of those times where you created something that wasn't exactly what you wanted to create, or you made a mistake, or someone made you wrong, or you made you wrong, would you be willing to go to that moment and say, I have me? Would you be willing to trust you, the good, the bad, and the ugly? And what if you were a whole lot less bad and ugly than you could even imagine? How grateful can you be for all of your parts? Even when you made the worst mistakes, when you were so powerful and so brilliant, you destroyed the entire universe, would you still be willing to trust the magnificence of your being in those moments? What did you know choosing to be on this call tonight? On the earth, in a body at this time? And truly, has there ever been a reason not to trust you? You are a magnificent creature. Not good, not bad, but magnificent. And truly, could the universe ever fuck up? What if in those moments of extreme doubt and extreme wrongness, you could still say to yourself, I have me. And how much more of you are you willing to have? When you acknowledge that you trust you.
So when you're ready, if you'd like to open your eyes, or you can keep them closed, your choice. And start coming back to your cute little body with your cute little feet and your two little eyeballs sitting next to each other. Maybe feel the bottoms of your feet. Touch your hands, acknowledge your gratitude for being here on planet Earth right now with all of us, with the body. Because when you have a body, you are more than not having a body. You're more. Can you get the absolute obviousness of that? If you have a body, you are more than just a spiritual being. This is the gift you bring to the world. And I want to thank Emily for being here with all of her heart, mind, soul, and whatever other parts she was using that I don't even have words for. Thank you so much for being on the Symphony group taster today. Zay Ricardo, man, if you were a girl, things would be different between us, but damn, I'm so grateful you're alive. Thank you. Thank you. What would it take to find a big furry faced woman like you? I'm joking. But you know, the lightness of things often brings up, you know, a levity that allows a lot of our lives to shift with ease and joy and glory. So once again, Emily, talk to us a little bit about the classes you have coming up here. We'd love to hear more. For those people who might want to know more about what you're doing.
Of course. I have a foundation class coming up with the amazing and brilliant Annie May, who's also on this call. And our foundation is going to be taking place online, and it starts this Thursday, the 25th. So you can find it on the Access website. And Annie, maybe we can send out the link, the landing pages for all of our classes after this as well.
Sure, and we will send a follow-up email with all this information and the replay for this. Please keep it to yourself. This is just for you, just for fun. We made this event for you because you signed up. So thank you for that. Don't you guys have like a book club coming up too?
Yeah, we do. We're talking about Gary Douglas's new book, The Lady. So excited for that.
Oh, tell me as a man, tell me a little bit about what this is. What does it mean when you say the lady?
Annie, would you like to talk about it?
Let's see. There we go.
Yes. So one of our favorite quotes from the book is, "The lady is always someone who beats something that went, I totally destroyed the quote. It's someone who beats something that allows everyone to win." I like that better.
Love it.
So we're going to be talking about the book, some of the movies that Gary recommended to watch, including I almost said it came one night. It happened one night, and we're having a bar special night. So you can do self bars and watch a movie with us. It's called It Happened One Night, and it's free or by donation. Join us. It's coming up soon.
Oh, cool. So you guys, if you want to know more, we're going to send out an email, but if you want to check on it right now, you can go to AnnaLetMay.com. Okay, I'm going to type that into the Zoom window here. Okay, and if and otherwise we're going to continue to be doing weekly SOP tasters for everyone. We'll have new CFs and SOP practitioners showing up. I'm also an SOP practitioner and was secretly contributing to Emily's flows, but not to like overpower, because she's the spotlighter. She's the diva. She's the guest, okay? It's just like sneaking them in.
Couldn't do it without a gentleman like you, Matt.
Thank you. It's good to be a gent. It's good to be a gent. Where the return of the gentleman in our world is like such a calming and caring energy for the gents, because we get to contribute to all the ladies too. So happy to be part of that. So any last minute questions? I know I always would wait till the last minute to ask a question, and all the big classes I would go to. If so, now's the time. If not, don't worry. Trust yourself. You're not wrong.
Yeah. And thanks everybody who chose to show up tonight, because it was a choice, You could have been doing anything. You could have been anywhere. And choosing something like trusting you, I wonder what that creates in the world. So thank you.
Yes. Trust you, change your world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again, Emily, Jasmine, Lau.
You're
We
welcome.
adore you. So appreciate you being on today, and how much better does it get? We'll see you guys all soon on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam.